بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين.
This is Ikue Updates. Kama mbaya mbaya.
Baada ya kurecite the Holy Quran, chapter 1, the opening chapter, Al-Fatiha, I want to begin by self-introduction. My names are Mzee Cassim Simiyu Wawerunga. I am a Muslim leader in the county of Bungoma, our dear native county. I am the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims representative in Bungoma County as the chair. I have been in this position quite a long time. My start in this office runs back to 1994, after having finished my first stint. In 1998, the Muslims, whom most of them are not native Muslims, some of them who happen to be greedy and those who run after the worldly gains, found in my stand a stand that could make them never to gain the worldly fruits, and they started fighting me. I have been fought since 1998. They even went as far as going to the national office. They influenced the national office to drive me out of the office. Between 1998 up to 2017, I was out of the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims. And in that spell of time, Bungoma County never featured anywhere as matters of Supreme Council, because they selected a brother Muslim whom they knew could not do anything. And for over those many years, he was just living in Kisumu, eating the fruits that his people wanted, and they really gave him. He even absconded County Bungoma and resided in Kisumu. But come 2017, the Muslims, especially the natives, realized the debacle that they went through. Then they remembered those golden days when I was at the helm, and they returned me back to the position. This position I hold up to now. But because of the many battles I have gone through, it reached a point I almost gave up. I was frustrated. I was put in prison. I was taken to police cells. I was accused of this and that. But God was always with me. God defended me. And by that I say, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa kafa billahi kama wakil. Mungu amekuwa wakili wangu. Na pengine nitachukua fursa hii nimpongeze wakili moja hapa Bungoma. Wakili anaitwa Julius Hakula of Hakula and Company Advocates. Huyo mwanamume Mungu alimtumia akanitetea baada wamenishtaki mashtaka mingi ya ukora, mpaka wameniweka kwamba mimi mtu wa fera, walitaka serikali ninyonge, lakini Hakula stood with me to the end. I didn't pay him anything. My friend called Bonaya took money to open the file while I was in the cells. But Hakula asked him, unalipa mimi nifanyie nani kazi? Ati Cassim Simi. Cassim, take your money, I will do it. And I will do it free. Because I know Cassim. This is a Christian. He's not a Muslim. A Christian coming to assist a Muslim against or being fought by his fellow Muslims. If you look at that, they say God is great. The creator of the world. He's a great being, and he's a true being. And I've lived to be a true Muslim. Many look at me as a devil, but God looks at me as his best, especially in this country. I have lived, I've ruled. Nobody can stand anywhere and say, Cassim has eaten anything of the Muslims. In 1995, while I was at the helm, I met the Muslims of Bungoma. I don't know whether to say proud, or to say satisfied, or to say what. Why? Because in that year, a friend of ours, with the other friends in Nairobi, who had been in the leadership of a certain small organization, used to get, during the Eid Adha, he used to give a few goats to the mosques. 3 goats in Jamia Mosque, 2 goats in Mujini Mosque, and maybe 1 goat to every Muslim from the coast, but the indigenous never got anything, although they were also Muslims. But that year, those visitors who used to give the money with which that friend of ours used to buy the goats and supply to the mosques, it turned out that they were friends from South Africa, and they used to give more than 1 million shillings for this guy to buy cows for all Western Kenya. Because in his proposals, he used to say he feeds the poor Muslims in Western province. Just imagine. But when the money lands in his account, he used to buy a few goats for the people from the coast, and a few goats for the mosques. And the entire millions would remain in his pocket. So in that year, God revealed his machinations. When I came from Ranje into town, there was a Muslim by the name Hassan Musa Said, who called me in his shop and then asked me, Cassim, do you know this Western Kenya properly? I said, yes, I do. Then he asked me, can you, we have visitors in Nairobi who are stranded. How are they stranded? They came knowing that our friend here and some other friend in Kakamega and in Kisumu, they will welcome them and show them the poor Muslims that they have been serving. But to their dismay, when they landed in Nairobi, our friend here, because he knew if they asked the Muslims if he has been giving them meat, he would, the Muslims would say no. So he ducked in the forest and disappeared. The friend in Kisumu, whom they used to share the loot, also disappeared in the woods. So these men were stranded in Nairobi, and they had come with money to assist the people. But one of those people was a Somali origin, and he knew in Bungoma there was another Somali called Hassan Musa. So he telephoned him, and he requested that he assists for them to guide. And that's why Hassan Musa approached me as the chairman of this county to assist. And I accepted. You know what? I, Cassim Werunga, was handed over 400,000 shillings cash. And we went round Western Kenya, beginning from Bungoma. We bought cows for the Muslims. In Kimilili, I recall, we bought 35 heads of cattle for Kimilili, Tongaren, and Webuye to share those animals throughout. And we made sure they were slaughtered in Amtala ground. We left meat, dead cows. In Bungoma, we purchased 15 cows. 7 cows we put in Mujini. 4 cows we put in Jamia Mosque, Bungoma. And in Kibabi, we took, I think, 3 heads of cattle. In Ichwele, we slaughtered about 10. Loahaha, Malakisi, and Mount Elgon, I think we gave about 6 cows. Then we went to Mumias. Mumias, we purchased 35 cows for all the mosques within the environment of Mumias. And in Kakamega, we purchased 15 cows. Then at the end of the day, we went to Golf Hotel, where the visitors had booked. Then they got their pens and started calculating the way we were buying those animals. Then I put my hands in my coat. The balance of the money that was in, I put it on the table. When they calculated every cow, when they added up, and they added up the total, and then they counted what I had put on the table, it balanced 0-0. They greeted me. You know, white men don't trust black people. But ukubali usikubali, waliona kwamba Cassim was the most trusted African, and they gave me 500 shillings.
What could be the value of 500 now?
It could be it could be maybe 20K.
20K.
Yeah. Because by then we were buying a cow, relatively small amounts of money, 3,000, 2,500, like that. Because you recall 400,000, it purchased from Amalemba, Kakamega, Mumias, Bungoma, Kibirili. You just imagine, just 400,000. Today, if you have 400,000, how many animals will you buy? Sitting on Beine, 2,000. So we can look at the value. And surprise. Si mimi ni chairman ya Bungoma County. Kuwaonyesha kwamba Waislamu japo wale wenzangu walinichagua, lakini kwa shauri mambo mingi, mimi niko town ambapo Waislamu wengi si wa kwetu. Nilifika nyumbani hakuna hata kipande cha nyama, despite the fact that nyama zilikuwa nyingi sana, lakini hawakukumbuka kwamba mzee Cassim ndiye ametuletea hizi nyama, wacha tukate kilo moja ama mbili tupeleke kwake. That night nilikula mboga, ilikuwa Eid, lakini because it was night when we left Kakamega, hiyo shilingi kesho yake niliambia watu yangu nitanunua nyama, na nilinunua kesho yake, na watu wangu nyumbani pia wakafurahi. Lakini understand the value the Muslims in town had of me. They only ate the meat, but they didn't even think of the hand that gave them. And this is the truth. I've lived like that in this town. I've been one single Muslim. I have fought battles, but nobody has ever even wished to say that mzee umechoka. Kwa hivyo saa hii naambia Waislamu wa Bungoma town, kama nyinyi hamukuchoka, mimi nilichoka. Na nilichoka si kwa shauri uchovu wa kutembea juu na chini, hapana. Nilichoka kwa dharau ambazo Waislamu walinifanyia. Lakini mimi ndani yangu nilifurahi. Niliambianga Mungu, every time the heart started rolling, I used to say, God, you did well to make these people hate me. Because if they gave me support, maybe I would have become maybe with vanity, showing off and that. But I remained the obedient servant of God, even as I speak today. Already some comments, because of what I said during the iftari, already people have commented, hii mzee naye sijui kwa kila kitu anajiingiza. Hii sasa ni Uislamu gani? Lakini wenzangu, let's know that tomorrow we shall report kwa Mwenyezi Mungu. Na mnajua Mungu si Asumani. Mungu ana rekodi. Kila kitu tunafanya Mungu ana rekodi. Na mimi nashukuru Mungu kwa shauri Mungu alituambia kwa Qur'an kwamba kila kitu unafanya, yeye ametupa malaika wawili. Ukifanya uchafu kuna malaika special anaandika. Ukifanya mazuri kuna malaika special anaandika. Sasa siku ya mwisho kutakuwa na mizani. Watapima faili ya ubaya na faili ya uzuri. Itakayoshinda, wende ubaya inashinda kwa kilo, utaingia jahannam. Kama faili ya uzuri inashinda, utaingia janna kwa Mwenyezi Mungu. Utafurahi, utakula, utakaa katika gardens under which rivers flow, rivers of milk, rivers of kila kitu tamu. Na naomba Mwenyezi Mungu anijalie niwe miongoni mwa wale wenye watakaa chini ya kivuli cha Mwenyezi Mungu nikikunywa maziwa na asali. Na naombea nyinyi Waislamu wenzangu, kuanzia leo niunge mkono, tuondoshe ufisadi, tupinge waovu, tupinge wezi wenye wamewaibia sana. Saa ni matajiri wa ajabu, tycoons, they show off. Your old man walks on his feet. Today, to this moment as I speak, mimi nimetoka Raje kwa Buku, lakini sijaona baya. Mimi najua Mungu yuko na mimi tu. Na mimi naomba leo kila mwenye ananichukia, mimi nashtaki kwa Mungu. Mungu amuone. Mungu amuone. Na Mungu anikinge. Kwa sababu Mungu amenikinga miaka 40. Mimi nikitoil kwa ajili ya dini. Hiyo ni introduction.
Introduction refu sana.
Sasa nataka sasa kusema vitu in the shortest form.
Yes.
Kuonyesha kwamba katika miaka hii mimi nimeishi nimeserve county government ya Bungoma, na hii ni ile tuzo tulipewa sisi ambao tumefanya kazi katika county government. Nilikuwa diwani mteule wa Ford Kenya. Mimi chama hiki nimekifanyia kazi tangu ya Muliro mpaka wakati ya Wamalwa mpaka wakati ya Msikari Kombo. Hii ndio inaonyesha end up kuwa diwani wa Ford Kenya katika county ya Bungoma. Mimi nasema ya kwamba mimi ni mwenyekiti wa Waislamu Bungoma County, na hii ni barua iliyotoka Nairobi ambaye inaonyesha kwamba Cassim Simiyu Werunga ambaye wa nambari ya simu 0729579204 ndio mwenyekiti wa kaunti ya Bungoma wa Supreme Council. Na hapo kuna mwenzangu kama sekretari wangu ambaye ni mheshimiwa kutoka Maraka Webuye anayejulikana kama Balala, jina la Kiitani, lakini jina yake anaitwa Ali Machani Mutoka, ambaye pia namba yake iko hapo. Alafu kuna mwanamke anaitwa Madamu Mariam Mbule. Huyu ndio mweka hazina wetu ambaye Waislamu wa Bungoma County walimpa nafasi ya kutuwekea pesa. Hiyo ndio executive committee ya Supken. Supreme Council ni chama kikuu katika Kenya mzima, ndio kina coordinate maneno ya Waislamu katika Kenya hii, all over the nation, na kila county inarepresentiwa na viongozi, na hii ndio katiba ambayo ni ya Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims. Nafikiri hadi hapo nimejulisha na afisi kuu. Tunakuja kwa issue ambayo inahusu sasa siasa kiasi. Kwa niaba ya Mheshimiwa Ken Lusaka, mimi kama mwenyekiti wa afisi ya Supken niliweza tarehe 3 mwezi wa Oktoba mwaka 2022 niliweza kutuma congratulatory message tarehe 3 Oktoba 2022, na niliingia kimasomaso tukakutana na His Excellency Ken Lusaka. Si kuja tu na yangu hii ya wilaya hii ya Bungoma, pia nilikuwa nimebeba congratulatory message iliyotoka kwa national chairman wa Supken ambaye ni Mheshimiwa Alhaji Hassan Olenado, the national chairman. Na hii ndio congratulatory message kwa Ken Lusaka ambaye tulimpatia officially na timu yangu ya Supken branch ya Bungoma.
Kwa ufupi tu message iko hapo, ni message
message yenye hapa kwa ufupi ni kwamba Olenado kwa niaba ya Waislamu wote na haswa sisi wa Bungoma aliomba Bwana Lusaka na akimutakia kila la kheri kwamba alikuwa has no doubt whatsoever that he will serve the people of Bungoma County with utmost dedication and sincere commitment that will impact their lives and livelihoods in a positive manner. He also said, as he embarks on the transformative agenda, it is our humble appeal, Your Excellency, that you consider the inclusion of Muslims in the various cadres of your government. We are certain that it is not lost on you that this is a minority community in the county and has hitherto been left out in most appointments under previous regimes. Should you need any assistance in this regard, the Supken County chapter is ready to work with you. That was the message of His Excellency, the National Chair of Supreme Council. And also, because on that date, what we did after conversing and congratulating our dear governor, we had also agreed over a few things. We told him, Dear Excellency, we as Muslims are going to conduct a meeting of the Muslim leaders in the whole county, especially the imams, and we shall come up with the chaplain that we want to represent the Muslim community in the county as the chaplain for Muslim matters. We agreed with Mr. Supken. We were happy. He was happy at that moment. So, on the 23rd of that same month, October, we happened to have called a meeting that was held at the chairman's guest house in Muskoma, Bungoma town, which belongs to Honorable Machani Mutoka, and we all congregated there. This is the copy and the date when we held the meeting. Tuko aniko Aljazira huko nyuma kwa room. Ni Aljazira kwa room nyuma huko. Sawa. Wewe kuja tu. So hii ni list ya mashehe wenye walitokea kila kitongoji cha Waislamu within Bungoma County. Sitaki kusoma majina, lakini nataka tu hii picha itaonyesha kwamba walikuwa si wachache.
Naona wako 28.
Sasa hawa ni katika wale Waislamu viongozi wa misikiti mbalimbali na vyama mbalimbali wenye tuliuita ili isiwe Cassim mimi nimechoose. Wakati mashehe walijaa hapa, tuliwaambia imams kwenda kando, nyinyi maimams kwenda kando, mtupe nini? Mtupe mtu ama watu wawili, moja assist mwingine. Walipokaa mashehe walichagua shehe kwa minute namba 8, minute 8 ambaye pia nataka ionekane sababu mimi ni mtu wa ukweli. Mimi ni mtu wa Ford Kenya, haki na ukweli. Hiyo Ford Kenya original. Yani hii ni imeandikwa ya kwamba selection of county chaplain and liaison officer discussed that the chaplain takes charge of Islamic matters at the county during gatherings, that this must be a person of both religious and secular education with good communication skills, that she has to be a person who consults before making any Islamic decisions, that the liaison officer should be at the county for easy communication, that the liaison officer is a link between the county government and the Muslims community. That just like a chaplain, he also has to have some qualities and all have to be easily available. So agreed, I think it was the sheikh and imams be allowed to give one name for each position through consensus. Now, as agreed, I think you can see down here, as agreed, they came up with the two names, Sheikh Musa Shebela Abdallah and Sheikh Assam Muhammad. These are the two, not selected by me, but selected by imams. Imams from Mount Elgon to Tongaren, to Ruahaha, to Bungoma, to West and to Bumula, all congregated and they elected those two guys. Now, we prepared the document now to take to His Excellency, the governor. But, like I said,
kuanzia leo ikue hivyo na ikue.